It's the end of the month again, and we have a special request for all of you. We want to make our videos even better, and we need your help to do it. In this video, we will be asking for your feedback on our videos and how we can improve the quality and enjoyment for all of you. So let's dive in.
I'm glad to see that our videos are starting to get a lot more attention, and I think we are on the right track because we received mostly positive feedback. Still, we want to know how we can improve even further, and maybe if there's a topic you want to get covered with a guide. So maybe one of your streamers that you're watching didn't answer a question you had, I will try to get to you. To share your feedback with us, you can either just leave a comment down below in the video or join our Discord server to have a little chat. Or you can also catch us on Twitch, where the whole channel is now reorganized to Diablo 4 content, and it's basically designed to be a hub. And you will get all the information there that you need, all the basic information, and the longer the game exists, we will add more advanced guides as well.
We are especially looking for constructive feedback on editing, like how are the scenes designed? Do the sound effects match nicely? Should we add background music, stuff like this?
And I personally would really like to know how you like the level cheats I made for the server slam, and if you wish to get those again for the actual release, because the feedback from Reddit was overwhelming nice.
So, get on your keyboard and type why we blend in a short compilation of highlights of this month's videos for you to enjoy.
So naturally you want to have items that rolled with poison resistance on them. Here a brief list of items that can actually naturally roll poison resistance. Now you finish it off by going to the alchemist and purchasing a poison resistance elixir that you will pop right before the fight, and it lasts 30 minutes, so you're fine in this regard. So first we need to analyze the body language of the boss so we know in advance when he does the swipe. So if we're looking a bit closer right here, we are seeing that he's lifting up his arm and moving it forward. And this is our indicator for the swipe. And don't dodge the swipe on the outside. You can see the area of effect is huge. It's all the way. It's almost the whole screen. And what we want to do is we want to stay right between the legs of Ashara, the back legs right here. We are taking no damage there, and we're having 100% DPS uptime, which is important. If you're dodging outside, you will not deal any damage, and you're dealing like a suboptimal dodge. You may survive, but it's not good for your team. So do you remember at the start when I said Ashara really wants our ass? Which is true, but the opposite is also true. We also want his ass. So if we're seeing right here, if we are up front, we are getting hit by the bite right there. And the only way to actually dodge it consistently is being at his ass and slapping at his ass while being right behind his both back legs. So overall in the whole fight, this is the safest position, being behind his legs in the middle. So let's start with the skills. We are going into Hemorrhage first, and this is due to the effect of the enhanced Hemorrhage, which allows us that after picking up a blood orb, our next Hemorrhage also deals damage to enemies around your target and grants 2 additional essence per enemy hit. This is really important to get our essence generation up going. Then next up we are going into Blood Surge. And here it's really important that the enhanced blood surge allows us to heal ourselves. So this is basically not only our damage skill, it's surprisingly nice that it deals so much damage and can also be our sustain skill. This is really nice, and we can also stack it up to have a guaranteed overpower effect, which is currently pretty strong. Then next up we are going into Corpse Explosion, the fan favorite right here. We are only going into Enhanced Corpse Explosion now, and then we are pumping up Blood Surge even more because this is our main damage early on. And then we are putting 1 point into Decrepify, which allows us to slow an area. And then, after we are having the slow ready, we can go and put a point into Plague Corpse Explosion, which allows us to deal extra damage if someone is slowed. And this is also why we're having this order. So as soon as we can slow enemies with Decrepify, we can use the full effect of the Plague Corpse Explosion. Then we will just put 1 point into Crim Harvest. This allows us to gain 3 essence when we consume a corpse, which again makes our resource generation fairly easy. And we will also go into Fuel Death, which after every time we are consuming a corpse will allow us to deal additional damage. And since we are with corpse explosion and stuff, we will consume corpses all the time, basically. Then we've already said that we're dealing more damage if we are having CC on an enemy. So this is why we need Corpse Tendrils next, which allows us to stun the enemies for 3 seconds. And we are pumping this up all the way until the Plague one, which then also gives us the opportunity to make the enemies vulnerable, which gives us another 20% damage just on the spot. And then we just fill up our last points into Corpse Explosion, and we are really good to go. It's really straightforward and probably the easiest build that currently exists. So now let's talk about our summons. For the Skeletal Warriors, we want to have the Reapers, and we want to spec into Reapers have a 10% chance to carve the flesh of enemies, forming a corpse. This is really important because this gives us more corpses that we can explode and so on. Then for the Skeletal Mages, we want to go with the Cold Mages, and we are using each time your Cold Mage damages enemies with their primary attack to gain 2 essences. This is again, so our resource generation feels nice. And then next up we are going with the Bone Golem, and each time your Golem takes up to 20% of its maximum life as damage, it sheds a corpse, and again, it's corpse generation for us. Yeah, that's it. So here you can see now the second cheat sheet I made for you, and this is actually the level path. And this path is unique because it will get you to level 20 in less than 2 hours, and you will have more than 900 renown, so you're getting the 2 additional skill points, which is, I think, one of the best ways to do it, because this allows you to have way more freedom in testing and stuff. So let's go over it really quickly. The map basically has numbers on it. You just follow the numbers, which is pretty easy. If I have a circle right here, this means you actually have to go to the circle to uncover the area to get the renown. And wherever you see the E is an event. So whenever you pass by a spot where there is an E, you can do the event or look for it. Or if you're close, you can look for it. So events is something you should always take. And something else that you should always do is actually have an EXP pot up running from the Alchemist. And the Alchemist is here in the main town on this bubble right there. See you again next time.